Hi, everyone, and welcome to this next installment in my Algebra Precalculus series. This is going to be a short one because I'm only looking at one problem in this video. This is sort of a weird problem here. Solve the following formula for the specified variable. So we want to solve this equation. We've got z equals xuk. So capital Z equals capital X, lowercase u, lowercase k. We want to solve for x. Now, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? So let's unpack this a little bit before we solve for x. Let me write this a little bit. Just fix my pen here. Let's write this a little bit bigger. So we have, well, let's write the z first. Z is equal to, well, when you have a number next to a letter, for example, a 2 next to an x, make that look more like a 2, not a z, a 2 next to an x, that means multiplication. That means 2 times x. Or if you have a letter next to a letter, xy, that the implication there is that it's x times y. We don't need the multiplication symbol when we're doing algebra. If we're doing addition, we need a plus sign. If we're doing subtraction, we need a minus sign. Right? That's how we know we're doing addition or subtraction. If we're doing division, we need a division sign. Or we could use a fraction for division. Either way, we need to symbolically show division. But for multiplication, we could use the symbol 2 times y, or we could simply say 2y. Right? So when we see xuk, what that actually literally means is x times u times k. Okay, so that's what this equation means. Now, what does it mean to solve the formula? What does it mean to solve for x? Because that's what we're doing. Let me underline the solve and the for x. We're solving for x. What that means is to isolate x, get x by itself, to state it informally, get x by itself. So our final answer has to look like x equals everything else, or x on the right. It doesn't matter, right or left, as long as x is on one side of the equal sign and everything else is on the other side. Doesn't matter which side x is on, as long as x is isolated, x is by itself, because that's what we want. Okay, so let's get rid of this. I need a little bit of space on the board. Let me just give you another just random unrelated problem. Let's say we wanted to solve this equation. Let me say, for example, solve. We want to get x by itself, right? And this is something we've done. So we identify the stuff that's going on around the x, and we have to get rid of it. Right? We need x on one side. We got to get rid of the +1. We got to get rid of the ×3. So we attack the operation, right? We attack addition with subtraction. We don't care about the number 1. That 1 could be any number. It's not going to change what we do. What's telling us what to do is the plus sign. So if you see plus, you use minus. So we can -1 from both sides because that cancels off the +1. So we've got 3x on the left, and we've now got 4 on the right. And then you say, okay, well, this is 3 times x. That's times, multiplication. So we attack multiplication with division. Times 3, divide by 3, cancel. Got to do the same thing to the other side. And now we've solved for x. X is equal to 4/3. Then there's our answer. So how does that apply over here? Well, okay, I'm going to erase this. We know what our answer should look like. X on one side, everything else on the other. So we want to get rid of the u. We want to get rid of the k. We want to get x by itself. And so how do we do that? We attack the operation. It doesn't matter that it's the letter u. Just like on the right, it didn't matter that nothing special about the number 3. Whenever you see plus, you use minus to eliminate something, right? If you want to get rid of a plus, you use a minus. When you see multiplication, you use division to eliminate that. So if we want to eliminate a times u, we have to use division. So we'll divide by u. Divide both sides by u. And we could do this all in one step, actually, because we also, so putting that divide by u on both sides, that lets us cancel the u. We could also divide by k. If we divide by k to both sides, well, that'll cancel off that k. And now what we have is on the left-hand side, we've got a z over u times k. And on the right, we have x. What do these letters represent? Well, who knows? It could just be gibberish. I don't know if this is an actual formula from anywhere that has any actual meaning. I'd be surprised if it did. But all we care about here is rewriting the problem, rewriting the equation in a different form such that x is by itself. Once you get x by itself, you're done. That's what it means, solve for x. With these problems with multiple letters, the word solve, another word for that would be rearrange, right? It's the same 4 letters. It's a z, an x, a u, and a k. It's just we've rearranged them, but you have to follow, certain rules. You can't rearrange them in any way. You have to rearrange them by using addition or subtraction or multiplication or division as your tool. Okay, that's it for this video, for this problem. I hope this was helpful.